Case is bound.
Come in.
Hi, Brianna.
Hi, how you doing?
Jack Reamer.
Nice to meet you, Jack.
Nice to meet you too. I'm with Bone Investment Management. Here's my
Great.
card.
Great. Very
Thank-
nice to see you today.
Yeah, thank you very much for your time.
No.
My boss couldn't mention enough good things about you, and he also mentioned you were a UCF grad,
I am.
and as am I.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
Great.
Are you going to go to the football game on Saturday?
I'm busy this Saturday, but the next one definitely go.
Cool. Okay, we'll be rooting for our Knights.
Of course.
Great.
Of course.
Well, like I said, I'm with Bone Investment Management,
Uh-huh.
and we've been in business for over 230 years.
Very impressive.
Yeah, so that's why I feel like we could, possibly have a, beneficial relationship.
Mhm.
But before I begin into any of that, I was just going to ask if there's anybody else who needs to be in the room.
No, I can make the decisions referring to this kind of reporting, so you're talking to the right person.
Excellent, great,
Mhm.
okay. Well, if you don't mind, I'd just like to start off and ask a few questions just to see, if we're even a good fit.
Definitely.
It's okay?
Yeah, come on.
Great. And do you care if I take some notes?
No, feel free, of course.
Okay. Okay. Well, I just wanted to ask a little bit about your financial data management program.
Uh-huh.
So, in regards to that, what program or method are you currently using?
We use Excel for our reporting, which is good, but it's just a lot time consuming, and that time means money for a
Yeah.
company, and we're looking for something that maybe will speed things up and will be cheaper.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so, is there anything besides time consuming that Excel might not be meeting?
Sometimes, which is very rarely, we have some accuracy problems
Mhm.
since most of the work, actually, all the work is done by our employees, and it's Excel. Sometimes it can be a human error, and and cause some issues because we delay the reporting even more. But that doesn't really happen that much. I'm proud to say that all the employees here have been very well trained and very
Great.
good professionals.
I'm glad to hear that, and I'm sure they are. And I'd imagine even a great trained employee is just the human error. I'm sure they're great,
Yeah,
but
it's something
it's
that
just
sometimes
human
cannot be
error.
controlled because they're
Okay.
machines.
I understand. So if I can just get kind of an idea, typically, like I said, my company's been in business for about 230 years, and I've been with the company for a number of years as well.
Mm-hmm.
And what we've seen is with companies that have employees manually input data, they spend about 2 to 3 weeks inputting this data in total. Would you agree?
That is correct. Actually, 2 to 2 weeks is what we take. That's if we don't make any mistakes.
Yeah, exactly.
If we make a mistake, probably will be up to 4 weeks.
Okay.
Mhm. And the clients may be also happy about it.
I bet. Okay.
Mhm.
And since we've been in this industry for a while, we've also seen that employees that are the ones who input the data, the rigorous tasks, we found that they get paid at a minimum of like $10 an hour. Is that about right to you?
Our employees are very well trained and
Mhm.
professionals or graduated from college. So they get about 40K per year, but they only can do about 8 funds per
Okay.
year.
So they get about 40,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Employees that work in fund that do their reporting.
And you said they control 8 funds. per year.
About 8 funds per year. That's how much it is. They can
Okay.
do.
Now you mentioned that there was a time issue. It's just very time consuming to manually input
Mhm.
this data.
Mhm.
You also mentioned that as the employees are excellent, I'm sure there's just a natural human error that occurs to
Mhm.
affect some accuracy problems.
Mhm.
What do you see that can happen if the problem persists?
It's just right now technology and we have competitors there. They're starting to use software, and if they haven't been able to produce the product in a cheaper way, company can run out of business just
Exactly.
because our clients
Wow.
will go to another company because it's just much cheaper. But it can send these reports to China. Why
Exactly.
Canada has to work
It's
here.
important.
The thing that I like about having employees is that we can customize everything.
Customize, okay.
Mhm. So that's the thing that I like about employees. So I'm looking something maybe like a hybrid. I want to implement more technology to the reports,
Okay.
but I want to keep it customized.
Sure.
Mhm.
Okay, so if I can just summarize what I've just jotted down here.
Of course.
It sounds like as of right now, you're using Excel to manage your financial data.
That is correct.
you're experiencing some time issues, it's very time consuming.
Mhm.
You'd like to speed it up, obviously, to cut costs, save some money.
Mhm.
And you've also experienced some accuracy problems.
Mhm.
Now, you've also mentioned that you'd like to input a little bit more technology.
Mhm.
And if the problem does persist, you mentioned that it's possible that your competitors can overcome and maybe you could go out of business.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's right. Well, we don't want to make that happen. So, but does that sound about right? Am I on the right page?
Yes, right. You're definitely in the right page.
Cool. Okay. Well, if you don't mind, I know you're busy. I feel like I have enough information that I might be able to show you a little bit about the product.
Definitely.
Great. Okay. Well, I have here the visual that I think would help you kind of get it in terms. So the product is called FunSuite SX.
Okay.
And what it is, it's a technology software that takes all your financial data and it combines it onto one platform. So it makes it easy to use, as well as it helps input the data much faster, and it also eliminates the human error.
Great.
So it sounds like those are the two big things, and if I can just highlight 3 bullet points for you here. This one, it improves greater efficiency and accuracy when compared to the manual one.
Okay.
Reduces the human error, and right here it says our products can save 2 to 3 weeks of time when versus the manual input. So that
it
is,
says 1 hour?
yeah, using the software it only takes 1 hour.
Oh, great. And what is this graph here, that 70/30?
Great. Well, this graph shows the number of mutual fund companies that are currently using this software, actually, that I'm presenting to you. And it's 70% of mutual fund companies are using the software.
Oh, wow.
So we have a lot of happy customers. And if I can just, get into a little bit about the product itself, because you mentioned that time is very intensive when you're inputting it manually. I mentioned briefly that it can save 2 to 3 weeks of time if you use FunSuite SX. And I asked a little bit earlier that, just trying to get an idea of how much time goes into inputting and whatnot, and if it is 2 to 3 weeks like you mentioned, and the employees get about $40,000 a year, if you calculate the hours, it comes out to over $2,000 in savings per one mutual fund.
Wow, that's you're completely right.
Great. And secondly, you mentioned that the accuracy problems are important to eliminate, and because it's all done electronically, you eliminate that human error.
So there's definitely no mistakes, no accuracy problems, nothing like that with the software?
Yes.
Great.
So we feel that we have a great product. I mean, the 70% is a good visual of, just to put an idea of how successful we've had our past customers to be.
Yes, we are definitely looking into putting some technology. This is something that is very interested. But the truth is that we've been looking at some of your competitors.
Sure.
My question is how this product that you have will differ to software, investment management software that they say.
Great. I've actually gotten a few of those questions from past sales calls that have ended up in happy customers, so I'm happy to answer that. Thank you for asking. Well, the biggest thing that our product FunSuite SX offers over our competitors is the large time saving techniques. It's typically, we feel like our greatest advantage is saving 2 to 3 weeks. Most other products out there, like our competitors, you have to input them and refresh them on a weekly basis.
Oh, okay.
This is, you just install it and it takes care of it for you, saving you weeks out of, inputting manually, which you can spend either attracting new customers or maintaining those important relationships with your current customers as well. And also, we feel like we have like a great accuracy prevention. It makes sure that all the data is accurate.
So this is amazing that you got all this accuracy in only 1 hour of work.
Yeah, it's amazing. Did I clear up the question?
Yes, definitely you did.
Excellent.
Excellent, yeah. Yes. And I have another question. As you know, I use Excel, and some people think Excel is not good, but I like Excel because it can be customized. We can do a lot of stuff. We can change, and I mean, how is this product even better than Excel that I'm using right now.
Excel is a good product.
Mm-hmm.
However, when it comes to investment management, it's not the best. I say that because with Excel, you have to input each data each time, which is over a while. This is where we get the 2 to 3 weeks adding up.
Mm-hmm.
And furthermore, when you input each cell, it's very possible to have that human error that you're seeing today.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? Just because each cell, you find that there's just greater and greater chance the more input you have to make. With our product, it's one installation and it's taken care of from there.
And we can customize the results
Each
as
account.
well. Okay.
Yes.
That's great. That's great.
Yes.
Mhm.
So is everything sounding all right? I mean.
No, I think it looks wonderful, but let's go to the $1 million question. What's the price?
Great. Okay. Well, this is something that I try to focus less on in the presentation because the benefits, I think you'll agree, are quite profound in this product.
Mm-hmm.
So to have the installation for each mutual fund, it's $1,000 per mutual fund, and then there's about a $90 service annually per company. So that, let's say you had every mutual fund covered
Mm-hmm.
by the software, you'd just pay the $90 once a year. It wouldn't be like per each account.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
So what I would recommend after seeing companies like yourself, because of the saving of 2 or 3 weeks for one account alone in 1 year, we've seen companies save over $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I would recommend for a company of your size and having over 100 mutual funds,
Mm-hmm.
I would recommend to install them on the entire account list.
Mhm.
Because if each account saves $1,000, then we'll see that played out on the rest of the accounts. So I think that would be your greatest benefit.
Mm-hmm. That's a little too risky for me.
No.
I like the product and I think it gives me great information, but it's just too risky to put all my accounts there.
Okay.
I think the price is good compared to what I'm doing right now,
Mm.
so I'm interested in just too
Okay.
much. Why don't we start with maybe like 7 accounts or something?
7? Okay. Do you mind if I ask you a question about it? Just to clarify, so it's the back-end savings that you feel like you might not benefit from by installing them?
It's not
Or
a
it's the
savings.
upfront cost?
It's actually not about the price, it's just
Uh-huh.
about the risk that I'm getting
Okay.
into implementing something new.
Okay.
As we are a financial company,
Yeah.
risk is
I definitely understand.
something that we consider
Sure.
a lot. Mhm.
And because you said risk is something you consider a lot, I just wanted to mention that if your company did happen to make like a manual error that sometimes do, right?
Mhm.
And if the SEC had to get one of your copies turned in, it's possible that your company may like get fined and possibly even go out of business.
That is correct.
So minimizing risk, I feel that this would be almost a safer bet.
Mhm.
Do you would you agree?
Yeah, talking it that way, giving me a different perspective.
Just valuing the
yeah.
life.
Yes. What do we do with 20 accounts?
20 accounts?
Yes,
Okay.
just-
Okay, I can put you down for 20 accounts.
Mhm.
And then how about if I came back in 2 weeks because I feel like you'll be satisfied with the 20, maybe we can talk about maybe implementing it for a couple more.
I think
That'd be okay?
We can do that.
Great. Well, if you can just autograph right here,
Mhm. Okay.
and I'll get back to you. How's 2 Thursdays from now?
Sure, that's perfect. You can talk to my secretary and she will
Wonderful. Okay.
give me through. Yeah.
Well, Janet, pleasure to meet you, and I'm glad we could work something out.
You sound
Okay.
very good. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.